Never a doubt. The Aztecs improve to 22-7 on the year, 11-5 in Mountain West play when they beat the San Jose State Spartans 72-64 Tuesday night. Powered by Jaden Ledie's 27-11. Brian Dutcher's team won their 20th straight at Viejas Arena. But while the season winds down to an end, the Aztecs need some help to win this conference title. Welcome, Aztec Nation. What's going on? This is the Sons of Montezuma podcast. Okay, we are here. Guys, are we ready? You guys ready?
Of course. I want to see
Mike had a modified version.
Yeah, I like to whistle. I'm a dad now. I have to whistle. I want to see Fiend do the robot like the guy from the Chappelle Show in the Prince skit. The guy doing the robot in the wrestling outfit. Love to see
it. Off to his own.
That's such a random thought, Mike.
What?
Bro, that's such a random thought.
You've been with me 3 years. You know the random thoughts are not random. They're normalcy here.
What is going on, everybody? How are you doing, Aztec Nation? We are very happy to see you all here as those welcome the chat. The Aztecs, well, it's a Victory Wednesday. The Aztecs won. We had a great time at the game last night. I know Mr. Mike was watching. We were texting each other all throughout the game and, keeping an eye on Utah State and talking all the craziness with Nevada and Colorado State. So we'll get into all that because what a crazy night it was last night for Aztec Nation there at Viejas. But before we get things started, we definitely want to do the rundown, right? Everybody go to sonsofmontezuma.com where you guys know that we have we got our different NIL, all our different NIL offerings. And Reese Waters, we got Reese Waters in the NIL team. Okay, all right. We got Mr. Micah Parrish on the NIL team with his collection. Of course, one Jaden Ledie and the Butler did it, Lamont Butler. So definitely go check out all their collection right now. You will be supporting the guys. And of course, today, as you guys saw the intro video, we got socks. So these new items are they're pretty nice. What do you guys think, guys? All these socks. Every baller needs some socks, man. I've been trying to get these out for a long time, and we finally got them out.
I think those are really cool. I mean, like the photos are are they on the feet? Is that how that works, or are they on the
all over the front of the leg going down on top of the foot, even got a little bit on the bottom of the feet so you can kick your feet up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, nicely done, man. Yeah, I'll have to get some definitely before Mountain West tournament.
Yeah, that's great.
We're having some fun with it, so hopefully you guys like the designs. And we'll keep making some more, if something cool happens. Okay. Oh, we got a little typo on that. 74-64. What was it? 72-64. Can't give ourselves two more points. Although we should have had 2 more points had they reviewed, maybe an extra play or two. Guys, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this game, we were chatting a lot today because of this game. And, some words were said. My thumbs were kind of sore at the end of today, texting back with you guys. This was a win. This was a big win. It was the 20th win at home. All the craziness that we saw go on in the Mountain West Conference last night. Mr. Fiend, how are you feeling after this victory? Hard-fought victory against San Jose State, who you said they're pretty much bottom of the barrel in the Mountain West, right, record-wise. So generally, how are you feeling about this victory, the way things played out last night?
I mean, I'm just relieved we got a victory. I wouldn't say it was never in doubt. I thought it was there towards, the end. Then they went on that run and cut it to 4 with under a minute left. I could not believe that. I was like, we cannot lose this game. This is absolutely a disaster if we lose this game. I mean, I think regardless of the outcome, we were going to be in the tournament. In the NCAA tournament, this pretty much solidifies that we are in the tournament. We are a lock for March Madness now, but you don't want that on your resume. And it drops you seed lines, plus it affects you for the Mountain West Conference seeding, and just it would have been a horrible loss. I'm just relieved we got out of there with a win, but I have some concerns moving forward, about our team, because we should have beaten these guys by a lot more playing at home in front of our home crowd.
There you have it. You cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain him. That is SD Sports Fiend. Can't forget that. Can't forget that. Okay, Mr. Mike, from East County to East Tahoe, what were you thinking when you were watching the game all the way from East Tahoe?
They started a little slow, I think I don't know. I mean, whatever, man. Like I feel like the last few games we've played against San Jose State have been tight. I think we're 19-1 overall with against them, and their only win is 2016, I think, or something like that, or maybe another one later. But hey, you got the dub. You saw last night that the Mountain West is insane, dude. We blew out Fresno State by 35 or something like that, and then they should have beat Utah State. So each game is crazy. So and then the Nevada game last night with Lucas, I guess Blackshear didn't even play, which is crazy that they were that close. It's just insane. And the UNLV game. So there's you don't know what's going to happen, man. I mean, they were down to 7 guys or something like that. So each game is its own story, and it is it's always good to get the W. Maybe that was some good little adversity before the break, and they can expand on that and do a little teaching this week and get better for the home stretch here.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a tough game. It was like a grinded out game last night. I mean, we didn't get off to a hot start. The field goal percentage was way down. It was kind of an odd game. Like you said, Mike, one lost to San Jose State in the last, I don't know how many tries that was. What said 20 games or something like that. Oh, and they're known for what's that?
So I'll tell you right. We have beaten them active win streaks. So 19 home games straight. Actually, it's 20 now. Mountain West home games. We've beaten San Jose State 12 times in a row and 13 times at Viejas. Actually, 13 for each now. Yeah. So it's crazy, dude. You know what I mean? But hey, sorry to interrupt you. But yeah, you get those stats every week, man. Like every time I'm at home watching a game and you guys are at the game, you see those everywhere. Hey, they won 5 the last 5, the last 10, the last whatever. So everybody wants to try and beat us because we always beat them, man. So I'm not shocked by that. San Jose State, you got the hometown boy that came back from, I think, Mater Dei down in Chula, and he played well. I think he wanted to play well at home. He played well, so I'm not shocked that it was dogfight by any stretch of the imagination.
They always play us tough. I mean, they for some reason they just do as of late. But like we said, Jaden Ledee, 27-11, he was unstoppable, unguardable, and there were so many times, I get to sit down there with the e-host on occasion behind the basket. So I'm really close. I mean, amid all the confetti going up in the air when we hit a threes, and it's a really rowdy environment down there. So I try to lock in. It's a lot of fun, but I try to lock in. And boy, Ledee was just getting slapped on the wrist all over the place. I mean, they could have called whistles every trip he got the ball down there, but obviously, how could the game go on? And it felt that way, right? I mean, San Jose we didn't even have a foul in the second half until towards the end of the game, which was kind of crazy if you really think about it. But it was just one of those grinded out games. It was more physical than I anticipated it would be, and the refs were letting them play that ways. So the score, the finishing score, and whatever it was, I look at the game as a whole, and I mean the bench played well. Everybody played physical, and we came out with a grinded out win. I mean, was I ever in doubt? I don't think I ever was in doubt that we weren't going to win the game. It was a lot closer than I think for comfort than anybody would have liked it to be. this time of year, you don't want to be squeaking by anybody. You want to get a decisive win against a bottom feeder. You want to show you're in rhythm and you're heading into March on a roll, cylinders clicking. But like I said, it was a team victory. The bench played excellent. Everybody contributed. Heidi was fantastic. We got a chance to see him after the game, which was really cool. Show him some love, and we can get into the stats and scorecard and all that good stuff. But I'm very proud of the team. I think they toughened up, made the plays, adjusted to the zone that San Jose was playing, and they held on. They held on. Fiend, okay. I'm giving them a lot of credit. But we were very critical on the team earlier this day. I'm saying it's a tough victory, but the way that they're performing, can this last? Is it sustainable come March? And I think that's the big question, right? I mean, we're just trying to win the regular season, as Mike would say. Just think about UNLV, man. We'll get to that. But from what you saw last night, I know there were some things that, in your mind, would I be saying that right? That is this play sustainable?
Sustainable for wins? No, I mean, if you shoot, if you continue to shoot under 30% every game from 3-point range, you're not going to win multiple games in March unless your defense just plays at a whole nother level. Like our defense last year in the NCAA tournament was just outstanding, right? We didn't shoot the ball particularly well from 3-point range during that tournament, but we were able to lean on our defense. I don't know if our defense is that, dominant this year that we can lean on it and have off nights shooting from the outside where we have to get all our production inside, and especially a lot from Ladie, which is who we leaned on last night. So that concerns me. I mean, there were some good things about this game. Trammell having 8 assists. I know he didn't have any points, but 8 assists and only 3 turnovers. And I loved how he was distributing the ball, how he was driving into the lane, stopping on a dime, throwing a bounce pass to Jaden Ladie, who was right under the basket, and he'd turn, get a layup, get an and-one. It was beautiful basketball, and there was some really good sharing of the ball. It's just that we don't have elite 3-point shooters on this team. We don't have a Jordan Shackle. We don't have an Adam Seiko. And this is the worst 3-point shooting team statistically since 2017. And so that is kind of my concern moving forward, because we're continuing to see these games where we shoot 5 of 20, 3 of 19, 3 of 19. 2 of those were in losses. And so if we can't hit shots in March and we're not good enough defending, we're not going to advance. That's just my opinion. And so I would like to see things strategy wise change a little bit, so that we're not shooting threes that they're giving us all the time, because there's a reason why they're giving us those threes, because they don't think we can hit those threes, and we're kind of validating them because we're not. And so that's sort of my concern. It's like we need to, we're built for length, we're built for attacking the rim, we are built for getting and ones, getting to the free throw line. That's the type of players that we have on this year's squad, not 3-point shooters.
Pretty sound stuff there. Pretty sound stuff. I mean, what were we? 5 of 20 from 3-point land last night. And from what I understand, San Jose State is actually a really good 3-point shooting team themselves. And they shot 31%, 9 of 29. And this is our point of contention earlier today, because like, if you're open, you got to take the shot from an Aztecs perspective. I see you, T-Mac. We'll get to your comment, your super chat in just a second. But if you're open, you gotta take the shot, right? I mean, we've seen a couple different Aztec fans call players out for passing up on a 3-point shot to find an open guy, maybe a higher percentage shot. So I kind of bounced back with you on that earlier, because, well, if you're open, you got to take the shot.
Not necessarily. I mean, look at Trammell. He passed up shots and he drove the lane and got Ledee a better shot. So just because the shot is open, does that mean it's the right shot? Does that mean it's the best shot? Now we're coming from two totally different philosophies. I'm looking backwards at our percentages game to game to game, and I'm predicting that forward. Okay. I'm sure Dutcher, because he has such faith in the players would hate playing for me as a coach, but I'm sure they love playing for him because he gives them that green light. He gives them that confidence. What he is saying is keep shooting, because it doesn't matter where we're at right now, we're going to be better in the future. And I want you to shoot, and I want you to shoot with confidence. So two totally different philosophies. Neither one of them's wrong, and you flip a coin for who's right.
Yeah.
It's just the way that I see it, and that's my concern. But it could play out completely opposite coming down the stretch and into the tournament.
Mike, what do you think this, man? We say in Dutch we trust. I kind of agree with Fiend, though. I mean, that this may be a reason why people love playing for Dutch so much, right? It's that freedom within a framework. You have the freedom. There's a framework, but you still have some freedom. He's not going to dictate every single shot or micromanage every single shot that you take.
Yeah, I mean, hey, those guys came here for a reason to play for him, and that's his philosophy. So, I don't know. I understand both of the points of view. It depends on the person. I think if you're going to take the shot, I think I get both points of view. But I just think let's see how they come out after a week off and two high energy, big time games that they need to win to have any chance to win the conference. And let's see how they are now, because defensively, man, our defense this year, we're first. This is Mountain West ranked first with points per game allowed with 66, first in field goal percentage allowed with 40.3, second in 3-point field goal percentage allowed 29.7, and second in steals at 7.5. So all those 7 quad 1 road losses, yeah, those are tough, man. But to me, we've still been in games. We've still been in. I mean, how many of those games have we kind of almost won, even though we were shooting like doo-doo? The Nevada game, we shot terrible, and then what was it? The Colorado State game, we shot terrible too. So it's what it is what it is. 22-7. You got 2 big games ahead of you. Let's see how they come out and play, because these guys have come here to play for the NCAA tournament. There are a lot of seniors. They're not going to get their shot. We're not going to get another chance after this year to watch Jaden Ledee play, which is something special, which I think everybody should be realizing, hey, dude, this is really special, man. What we're seeing here, this is decades type stuff. So, yeah, man. I mean, there's a reason they sag off guys. That's their philosophy. And if we can hit shots, we can hit shots. If we can hit shots, we're gonna be very dangerous. If we can't, we're not gonna be. I mean, it's as simple as that.
I like that, man. I like that. That's a good refreshing headspace to be in. Is look, we're near the end of the season, guys. We've got a potential All-American candidate on the team, dominating the conference.
Let's stop there. It's not a potential All-American. He's an All-American. Let's just call it what it is. He's an All-American. He's not potential. He's All-American. I mean, the way that guy's playing. Our first All-American since Malachi Flynn. Amazing. I'm going to be in tears when Jaden Ledee moves on, because he's just been so amazing to this program this year and really has carried us at times offensively when other guys, couldn't hit shots. And so, man, yeah, All-American Jaden Ledee.
I agree. You just, you never know how things play out. But yeah, to me, he's a lock. He's obviously a lock. He should be, or we're going to be rioting in the streets, as I said on Twitter.
Yes.
But no, the focus is, though, we should be celebrating that. We won a game at home, 20th at home in Viejas. I don't want to bicker about taking over an open 3-point shot. Okay, we're at the end of the year. We're in contention for the Mountain West Conference title. If you walked away from last night thinking, boy, we need to stop shooting so many open shots, enjoy the season a little bit, enjoy the games, enjoy the journey. We all want to go back to the national championship, but we got ourselves an All-American candidate. We got ourselves some seniors that, hey, this may be the last year, as Mike says, that we're gonna see them. Okay, okay, let's move forward because I see everybody is in the chat. T Mac, I believe that a key play at the end was when Dutch put Waters in to receive the inbound and Bird into rebound. Both did their jobs. Okay, okay. Guys, got anything on that key moment that T Mac is saying when Dutch put Waters in to receive the inbound? Is let's see, is that
That's the one where
towards the end of the game?
Yeah, he almost got the 10-second violation. Remember, they were dribbling around. He had to get across half court, like at the last second. It was right before the 10-second. But yeah, of course, you want the ball in his hands at the end of a game because he's their best free throw shooter. So definitely, that was the right thing to put him in to receive the inbound pass, so he gets fouled and he can go to the free throw line. And then yeah, Bird has that height. I'm not exactly sure who they took out. I'm going to guess that they were going offense or defense instead of offense at that point. So probably taking out Trammell and leaving Butler in. And so yeah, that's the right move. And you want to make those moves down the stretch and put in the right personnel who are going to make the right plays. And they came through for us.
Thank you, T Mac, for that super chat. I loved what I saw in those moments because you already know that Waters is automatic, pretty close to automatic at the free throw line. So Dutch are pulling the strings, or whoever's pulling those strings to make those calls.
That could be huge for us down the stretch. I mean, you get a lead at the end of the game where the other team is fouling you to extend the game, and you need to hit your free throws.
Mm-hmm.
But Reese Waters is the guy I want on the line.
Amen.
I feel like it's kind of like a science experiment. You know what I mean? Where he's just kind of like, all right, let's see what happens here. Or we've tried this. Let's try this. And the players, like he's always said, the players got to make plays. You know what I mean? So he makes a lot of decisions, and he makes a lot of the right decisions. And part of that is the players handle what they need to handle to make that decision a good decision. So, you got 2 games left, potentially 3 in the Mountain West. I mean, I'll go ahead and say we're probably in the NCAA tournament, even though as a San Diego sports fan, I don't believe anything until I see it. So you got 1 game there. So it's that he's got. I feel like hey, we're here to win championships, but I feel like now their target is we want to get back to where we got to last year. So all the stuff they're doing now, with screwing around the lineup, doing all this stuff, that is a test to see how is this going to play out when we have to face XYZ. We have that tape on film. You know what I mean?
I do. Okay, going through the chat. Everybody's a little activated on this whole situation. Let's see.
What situation? The Bird situation. First of all, being at home, I don't think that was a goaltend by him. I think it was out. It was close.
No, it was
though.
not a goaltend. And then he got fouled on that.
He did get fouled. Yeah. So those two they missed. Yeah. So that was looking at the replays from home. I was like, oof, that was tough.
Dude, he was so good. He was plus 18 when he was on the floor. I think that led the team.
Yeah, he's great. I love it, man.
He's so impactful.
And I feel like
steals, rebounds.
Yeah, man, he's ubiquitous on the court. I feel with him and Saunders playing together, I could see the kind of joy that they have. They're feeding off of each other. When they're on the court
Saunders
together.
Was plus 14.
Yeah, I just feel like that's clicking right now, man. Those 2 guys together, the roomies, balling out, man. You know what I mean? They kind of and moving forward, which I don't like to do as much, but I'm unbelievably fascinated to see how they play next year. Those 2 together after an off season and more time spent together on the court. So I just think that they're playing fun and playing fast and loose, and it's a joy to watch, man.
Yeah, they're pretty high IQ guys. I mean, Bird sometimes he gets a little wild with like his passes and stuff, but he impacts the game in so many different ways. And Saunders is just a really smart. He takes smart shots. You'll never see him take like a really bad shot that's contested, and he's always taking catch and shoot shots. 2 of 4 from 3-point range last night, so he played just outstanding. And then that big play at the end where he slipped to the basket when his guy crashed down on Trammell, and he got the dunk, and so that was a huge moment in the game. So yeah, I really like how both those guys are playing.
Angel says Bird is our version of House next year. He will be that man.
I could see a version of that, maybe. I could see. I mean, because he definitely is an energy guy, and sometimes talks to the other crowd. So yeah, I could see that. I don't think it'll be to the extent that House is. I mean, House is over the top.
Wait a minute, dude. I said that like a month ago, and you guys ridiculed me. Like now,
no, just not the antics, not the same level of antics, though.
No, I didn't say the antics, but just the villainous nature of if he's not on your team, you hate him. If he's on your team, you love him, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's not. Yeah, it's not the same ilk of individual as House, but it's the same mentality of. But he likes he's just having fun out there, man. He's having fun out there, and that's his thing. So it's shit. If you don't like it, stop it.
He's a fiery
player.
Let's
not let this conversation devolve into talking about House, because I'm sure he really enjoys the attention that we give him on this podcast. So let's just move on from him.
Oh man, I agree with that. Okay, we got another super chat from from T-Mac. T-Mac. Last year we had a few options when Bradley was cold. This year, Ledee is always a go-to scorer when the team is cold or he frees up other players. I agree with that, right? Bradley last year was the guy, right? Need a bucket, give it to Matt. And more oftentimes he would deliver. So the offense went through him a ton. And then things kind of had to, everybody else picked up where they did towards the end of the year and made things happen. This year is completely different, right? The offense is running through Ledee, so it's a completely different dynamic than last year. What do you guys think of what T-Mac is saying, though? This year, Ledee is always a go-to scorer, go-to in quotes. And when the team is cold or he frees up other players.
Haven't really noticed like if he's like a stopper of when the other team is, or when our team is cold and maybe the other team is going on a run, if he's the stopper that gets a bucket. But definitely I would say he's a go-to scorer. Obviously we're trying to feed him as much as we can, just because he's such a mismatch and he's commanding all the attention, he's getting double, triple teamed. And so there's a lot of guys who are open, on the perimeter. So definitely, when we've talked about this before, if he's able to locate his teammates, he can get them open shots and stuff. But Bradley was a 3-level scorer who, you could always count at the end of the shot clock. He'd be able to, get up a shot, and he would hit tough shots. Ledee, I don't think he's really that 3-level scorer, but definitely down low and mid range. Well, he can step out and hit threes too, but I don't think he's the level of 3-level scorer that Bradley was last year. But I think Ledee is just so powerful inside that if you need a bucket, you go inside to him and let him do his job.
Oh yeah, I mean he could hit from all over. He's proven that, but just very different players, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, T-Mac. Thank you. I see some people trying to offer T-Mac some champagne or something like that in the chat. What's going on here, man? What's going on here? Thank you, T-Mac. Let's see. We do got Mr. Aztec flavor guy waiting in the wings. He's waiting to get in here, man. What's going on, Mr. Aztec?
Hey, thanks for having me again.
We saw you stomping last night in the show, just making all that ruckus, all that noise on those aluminum bleachers, and making life tough for San Jose.
Well,
State
I'm usually on my left. I guess you're right, but there's something with the seats, so basically we swapped seats. So I went to the other side. Much better view. I've been on that left side 80 games. I went on the right side once, and I'm like, everything is just so much more clear. And it's not like the back is blocking me or anything. So just from a visibility standpoint, but always happy to do some stomping, and some of the other show guys will do the stomping too.
Yeah.
If I could come in with my stats for a second here, San Jose more made field goals, higher field goal percent, higher 3%, more made threes. We shot 22 free throws. They shot 2. So there you go. And we could have shot more free throws. They were really hacking. I mean, we really should have. I don't think it's me being a homer here. I think most people would agree that there were a lot of fouls that they didn't call. We could have been at the line even more. So not to say that it was undeserved or something, but yeah, the line I think is really where we got it. And then as you guys were talking about, Ledee 27, and then everybody else, Saunders looking good and Berto's looking good, but same as the guys in the chat, we got to have some backup, some secondary scorers, as Nelson's saying there. I mean, I'm not as worried as maybe Utah State would be after last night, or Colorado State or something. I'm happy to be in a non-overtime game, but we still got something to to look out for, having only Ledee, and then you pass it into him, and then he's like quintuple teamed, and he gets the ball stolen, or they foul him and they don't call it. And like last year, I feel like we had a lot more depth. So Bradley and Ledee, sure, they're apples and apples in that both are the main focal point of the team and main scorer and everything, and apples and oranges, and that Ledee's the big, and Bradley ball carrier and shoot more threes and everything. But at least last year, when I felt more confident when Bradley'd pass it to somebody else, that somebody else would put it up. But I feel like as the years gone on, more and more, it's because Ledee is so good and everybody realizes that it's morphed into, I don't want to shoot it, let me just give it to Ledee, and we just work it around the perimeter. We need to get in the paint, I think,
Fiend, you got anything on that? Because he's bringing up some good points, and it's not that I disagree with any of your points, original points, Fiend. It's just, it's kind of tough to rationalize this stuff sometimes because we're not Coach Dutcher, right? So we don't really understand what's being told to the team. We just see the finished product and come to our own reaction, our own assumptions. The stats tell you a lot. So we're all left here to look at the data and scratching our head. Well, okay, well, where's the second scoring option? Where's the third scoring option? Last night, everybody pretty much scored, minus Trammell, who had those 8 assists. So he was still creating. So I'm not as worried about it as I think you guys, and I saw Sean Nelson's comment in there. What's up, Sean? Thank you for that. I'm not that concerned with those not having those second scoring and third scoring options, because I know that the ability is there. Come March Madness, when things, lineups are different, matchups are different, opponents are different, strategies are different, I know what Darian Trammell can do. I know what Lamont Butler can do. I know what Parrish and Waters can do. It's not even potential. No. It's not even potential. Like, we've seen
they're good. They're very good players.
It's not
more
potential.
Recently, we've had important games, and they're great players. Right. In the important games, feed to Ledee. So
because you have that advantage.
Are they not
because you have that
enough,
advantage,
and will be different March Madness. So I think it's kind of case by case, and obviously it depends on what defense they're running and how we're doing and who's hot. But.
Right, is exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying.
If it's Ledee one-on-one, and if it's Ledee one-on-one, and he's down on the low block, of course you're gonna feed it to him. He's an All-American.
But it's Ledee 2-on-1 often, and then the guy who's open just says, "Oh, back to Ledee." I don't know.
No, I don't know what you guys took from what I said right there. But what I'm saying is, it's not even potential. We have the guys on the team. We have scorers on the team who can do this. But what I'm agreeing with Fiend on is getting them to play together the way that you guys are wanting them to play, right?
Yeah.
The way that you guys are expecting them to play.
I love Ledee, but let's get them more, shots and everything, because they're good players. Let's get Trammell hot. Let's get Butler hot. Micah can really do something. So let's step it up, because we got March Madness in a few games,
Yeah.
Which I hope is 6 games or 5. I hope we don't get a bye. I hope we get a bye, but and I hope
we all hope for that. We all hope for that. We all hope for that. Nelson saying that has failed us at the end of multiple close games.
The early
You know,
games of the season, the close ones we won, but the more recently, the close ones not so much. And I feel like that's the one thing I like about the Aztecs is I always feel like we win close games. Not all the time, but most of the time. And it's a well-coached team when you can win close games. But it's a rough conference this year.
Angel says, agree. We need to hit all these open shots that Ladie creates, and those damn free throws. Got to hit those.
We were in double. We were in double bonus before we got the wooing going. Before we made the second free throw. I mean, you know. God,
so it's tough to argue with that. I mean, when you get 22 free throws to 2, I mean, you know, you can't really argue against that, guys. Now, if you're on the road, like what Sean Nelson is saying, right, at the end of close games, those are usually on the road. March Madness, neutral court. It's going to be a totally different dynamic. Mike, you're over there in deep contemplation, man. Deep contemplation. What do you think of where all this is going, man?
No, I just enjoy listening to you guys all and talk over each other. I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I'm more. I don't look that deep into it. You know, at this point in the season, we got UNLV and we got Boise at the end of the season, and then we got to go from there. So we've gotten better. Heidi had a great game last night. I mean, that dude, if he takes the next step, like that's just saying, he's like he would have played more, but he has an All-American in front of him. You know what I mean? So the maturation of the team and the dynamic is something I'm interested in seeing, man. Like let's go. Each game's different. We can't look at different games, you know, as one kind of story. You know, most of the games we lost on the road have been like by one possession or 2 possessions for the most part. So we just haven't closed games, and quite a few of those games we've been down early that we've had to claw our way back. So I think if we don't get down early and we jump ahead in the beginning of the game against UNLV on the road, I think we can close that game. I just feel like when it was games we started slow and we were behind and had to catch up, we just couldn't catch up all the way. And when we did, the other team kind of went on a run. So
UNLV is such a question mark.
I've been saying that, man.
30 at home for Air Force, and they basically should have beat Utah State, and
they won 8 of 9.
We managed to win in Thomas and Mack, and we managed to beat them most of the time. But they're such a question mark, you know.
8 of 9. I know they played like Fresno and San Jose State.
They're getting to the top of the conference pretty much. Colorado State, I think it's what they have 8 losses and they're ranked 22. They're like the 6th place Mountain West team or something, and they're ranked 22. Wild.
Yeah, they're going to be playing in a playing game.
Yeah,
on Wednesday, Colorado State. I mean that loss last night. I mean, how many have they lost now? That's like 3 out of 4, I think. Yeah. That they've lost. I mean, they've got 9 losses. Yeah. I mean, but they're still like they're not really talked about being on the bubble because they have that win against Creighton. They have a couple other.
They took care of business in the non-conference.
Non-conference, but
because like,
but they're struggling right now. They're struggling. They've lost a bunch of games and. Obviously, they're going to have to play on Wednesday, and that's going to be really tough for them to win 4 games in 4 days if they want to contend for the conference championship. But I don't know. They seem kind of headed in the wrong direction right now.
Yeah, I was thinking like generally I'd pick the home team, especially with the sort of better like Nevada and Colorado State and everything like that. And I'd pick Colorado State at home usually, but just Nevada's been better in conference, you know. Colorado State more recently and in conference hasn't been as good. So we'll see if they can bounce back there. And all of the top dogs all beat each other up. That's the nature of it.
And Colorado State's lost 4 or 5. And they lost to Nevada last night without Blackshear. So
I didn't realize
that's at home.
Yeah. No, at home. So there's something going on there, man. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying.
And you guys saw the crazy ending, I'm assuming here, right?
All of them, bro. I was at home. I was watching the UNLV game. I was like, this shit's gonna go overtime, man. Like I'm gonna lose. Lucky you stream it, and I'm like, this guy, and he steps out of bounds. I'm like, overtime, of course.
That's why it was so hard being at Viejas Arena last night, like taking in the game because there was so much going on. I mean, I'm looking at my phone. I'm watching the Utah State. Fresno
at halftime. Yeah, at halftime, everybody was like, hey, Utah State, Fresno. I'm like, what? And then he's like, oh, I already got it on. Oh, I already got it on too. I already got it on. It's like, what, you know?
And then, and then the Nevada game, happens. And so, I mean, our game is going on. I'm checking out these other games. It's hard to focus just solely on our game and be there, be present without all this other action going on, So, didn't feel like for me personally, I was really fully there until towards the end of the game when all the other games had wrapped up. But yeah, what a wild night last night. I mean, I don't think I've seen two buzzer beaters like that in the conference decide a game, um, ever.
Wait till the
I can't
conference
remember.
tournament. It manages, the conference tournament always manages to be the best games. I know it's because the teams are fighting for their season. It's just, it's
Yeah,
just
this
means
year's going to be
more,
just
but
nuts. There's
like,
going to be so many people there.
man,
I mean, I wonder how much tickets are going. Have you guys gotten your tickets for the Mountain West tournament? I was just thinking about that. Like
I
all
always
these
get my
fan bases
Thomas and
that are
Mack, and
coming.
they never sell out. But we've been getting better and better Mountain West,
Dude.
conferences basically.
And there's more interest, so
I
there's
don't
probably
know
going
what
to
it
be
is.
more people, just casual fans too, maybe from like the Pac-12 or something, that want to come check out some games as well. So I expect that there's going to be a very, very crowded there at the Thomas and Mack for the tournament, probably the most that we've ever seen.
We've got like 7 legitimate teams, feel like usually we got,
and all their
2 or
fan
3,
bases are going to come there to Vegas and want to get tickets and watch the game. So that's why I'm kind of hoping that we figure out like what session, because I didn't buy the package for the tickets, but I'm hoping to figure out what session we're in so that I can purchase my tickets. But I don't want to be stuck there and either they're really expensive or I get the nosebleeds up in the second deck that are the only ones available.
Oh, I could always rant a little bit about, and I haven't dealt with it as much, but the show and they get sent around and they go to the top deck and everything like that. But the other student sections, they let them go wherever. I could rant later maybe. Have you guys been to T-Mobile, by the way? Or I'll let you guys go.
Mike, can we talk about UNLV, please? I'm just thinking about UNLV, guys. Just thinking about UNLV.
Hey, what? Hey, yeah. Let's worry
tournaments
about
in 2 weeks, guys. Come on.
What's that Funko? Who's that Funko? Is that?
Oh,
is
that's
that Kawhi?
Kawhi Leonard. Yep.
Guys, we got UNLV on Tuesday. We got UNLV on Tuesday.
Hey,
we got a week off.
Good. Yeah, it's good to have a week right before the end.
Yes.
Yes. This is going to be fascinating to see how they come out of the shoot, because last time they came out like doo-doo, man. But usually, typically, historically,
doo-doo.
Yeah, straight up doo-doo.
That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. I was like,
we got to buy. We're going to show up. We win at Colorado State.
I'm like, man, we need another week off. Yeah. Now, hopefully they don't.
Oh, listen to you guys. You guys are so spoiled. Just listen to you. I don't even want to listen back to this podcast.
I'm so spoiled. I'm not used to us losing. We lose and we lose. Like we lost like 3 or 4 road games, and I'm like, what?
Absolutely.
We don't.
Spoiled,
how do we lose?
Rotten.
Right? Spoiled. Rotten.
The team is 22-7. 22-7. We've made road trips. We've lost both those road trips, guys, but you guys are spoiled.
I believe that's more than 2/3 winning.
Because we're used to losing 1 or 2 rough games on the road, but we lose like every rough conference game on the road.
Yeah.
All right. As a side note, do we have a good conference road win?
Oh god.
At all?
We're not talking about this right now. We're not talking about this flavor guy. We'll get you back in there in just a second. I'm sorry. We're not talking about this. We're not talking about whether we had a good conference road game or not. Guys, deal with where we are at hand. We are 22-7. We are in contention for the conference. Not looking in the past. I'm looking forward.
So negative, bro.
Oh Lord. Okay. It was a crazy night last night, though. So what was more crazier? Lucas hitting that shot, that miracle half-court buzzer beater shot in Fort Collins, or Coach Hudson not calling to foul the three-point shooter so that they can beat Utah State and give us that victory that we needed. We needed Fresno State to win that game. We needed them to win that game.
We did. He did call for the foul up 3, and his players didn't execute it. At least that's what he's reporting in the post game. interview
Yeah,
that
that's what I
that
mean.
he did call for it, and he said after 2 dribbles, I want you to foul him in the backcourt, and they didn't foul him, and so he got a double clutch shot off that banked in 3-pointer. I was beside myself. Yeah, how you do not foul when you're up 3 like that is just that's bad execution. Bad execution. Yeah. And they gave one away. And this is the second team that has given one away to Utah State. And they're probably the luckiest team in the Mountain West and still in the driver's seat to cut down the nets.
I could believe that. I could believe that because our game against Fresno State, as bad as that was, I mean, I went back and watching that with like fresh eyes on TV. It looked like their players were just, I don't know what they were doing out there at some moments. Like it felt like Hudson was so frustrated on the sidelines. He was sitting there. Player wouldn't do something, he'd get up out of his chair and like yelling instructions, and it was like they weren't even executing what he was asking them to do. So I don't know what happened. I didn't watch that game. How great they came out and performed against Utah State. He must have lit a fire underneath them, losing to us so bad because they were up on it. But oh man, you got to win that game. You got to win that game. Doesn't really matter though, guys. Doesn't really matter. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I ask that question because I want to win the conference title. I want to win the regular season. But does it really matter? From what everybody is saying, all the talking heads on network TV, they're all saying that these conference titles, they may not necessarily mean as much anymore because of all the rankings, all the metrics, and where we stand. We cannot win the thing, but we could still be seeded, obviously, very, very well in the March Madness tournament.
I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask a question to answer your question. Is our show not named "Kiss the Rings"? Of course, it's important. You want to cut down nets. You want those rings. That's history. That's another banner. That's what we do. I think whenever you see Coach V cutting down nets, he's yelling to the crowd, "This is what we do." And so, yeah, of course it's important. I want to cut down those nets, but we need some help. We still need some help to get there. I'm not saying it's totally out of the realm of possibility, but we only have a few more opportunities here, and we need some
help. Okay, all right. I like that. I like that answer. So when all the talking heads say, it doesn't matter as much to win your conference, stand apart, stand a little different. That's what Aztec Nation is about. We want those rings. We want those banners.
Yeah, and just to kind of piggyback on that, it might just be Utah State's year, man. They had that 5-point play against Wyoming. They had that game. They had the one before, a couple of them. So, you don't win it every year, even though we want to and we try. But I mean, they've had a lot of luck this year that's gone their way. Where in past years we've had that luck. So it just is. I mean, then you got Boise State, who's like silent. Nobody's even talking about them, and they're right there. So, this is a good conference. The fact that we're even in the discussion is fantastic to me after what we lost last year. So we can't worry about any of that stuff. The talking heads are the talking heads. It's all about the NCAA tournament because that's the $1 billion beast. That they're feeding. So, yeah, we want to win. That you don't hang all those banners just for CBI tournaments. You know what I mean?
Unless you're Nevada.
You want to win. The goal is to win the regular season, then to win the Mountain West, and then you get to the NCAA tournament and see what happens. They've said it every year. These are our goals for the year. So play their best as the season ends. You win the next 2 games. With this conference, who the hell knows what's going to happen? So we need some luck, but hey, man,
it's just it's Utah State too. If it was like any other team, it's
Utah
State. Like
they thought they were a rival.
I just, when they started the year, we didn't know any of their players. It was like, how can I hate these guys? And it's like now every single game, I see a more punchable face on their team, and they're just finding a way to be that. Just I hate them.
What do you hate about them? What do they do? Give me an example.
I just don't like them. I don't like their baby blue gloves. I don't like their student section. I don't like their attitude. I don't like their arrogance. I don't like how they, will constantly remind you about some COVID championship in football from like 3 years ago. They're just annoying. They're like BYU, but more annoying.
Less Mormon.
I'm not going to get in.
That's Mormon. They're Mormon. They're still Mormon. The BYU people are more Mormon. They're riding their bikes around here with the ties and stuff. So as Matt's riding down,
they get really offended because they want to make sure that they're not BYU. They want to let people know that they're not BYU.
No. I trolled them when Mitchell and that went up and beat him when I lived over here. After I saw him riding around the bikes next day, like, hey man, I'm like, what's up, dude? And I said something about it, and I said, hey, great game last night or something like that. And one of the kids knew exactly what I was talking about. The other one's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, hey, go Aztecs, see you later. And they rode off on their bikes. But I want to know if Matt drinks his cranberry juice and rides a skateboard.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
That's quite a cranberry juice. Is that one sitting? 64 ounces, one sitting?
No, of course not. Absolutely not.
You must have.
Hey, I like my
when you're on your
skateboard.
Yeah. We talk about UNLV. So it's a bye week.
It's a bye week. We got a little bit of time off.
It's a great time for a bye. You know what I mean? These kids.
Why do they keep screwing us though? Like with these games and I want to get to Vegas as much as I can, like for just fun, right? And so they have it on a Tuesday, so you got to take off on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then
go back.
I know I'm going back, but I want to go more. All right. I just don't like it when they have these games that are on the road at UNLV and they're scheduled on a Tuesday or they're scheduled on New Year's Eve when it's so expensive. And what would we have this year? We had the race. Remember the race you were there for the St. Mary's. I was going to go to that game, but the price
Formula One.
So
I mean,
just pissing me off. I don't know. I'm griping.
Bro,
sorry.
Like if you want to go to more games, you go to more games. I went to Vegas with my daughter and made the game. We saw Matt. We saw Mr. Butler.
Yes.
If you wanted to go to the game, you could go to the game.
If you want it,
we would love to have had you.
Happen.
Harper would have loved to see you. But you can't go to every game, bro. You can't get to every game. It's just not logistically possible. Like let's put some efficiency,
why can't
some
they always
statistics, some metrics on the cost of traveling. It's too much traveling, man. It's expensive, takes up a lot of time. You can't get to every road game, man. Even though you want to. It's just not efficient.
DJ Dub says not only a week to rest up before the run, but also to work on the team. I like that. I like that point. I don't care that we don't get to go to Vegas during the season. We're gonna go there for the tournament. But look,
great. Man.
We got a week to get right, get some things right, get right for Vegas. Mikey B, let it out, Fiend. You got hate in your heart, let it out. Let it out.
He's been on one today, man. You've been on one today. It started at 8 a.m. and it just kind of it's steadily it's matriculated throughout the day. It's just one of those days, bro. It's hump day.
Not with that attitude, young man. Not with that.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'll tell you what. I am excited to go to Vegas with you guys. I think it's gonna be fun, man. I think it's gonna be fun.
Yes.
And at this point, we'll probably have a later game and maybe the 9 o'clock Friday night, which is gonna be really dangerous, dude. If that's the case with this crew, with the EHOs, I don't know if I want. Listen. I don't know if I want to hang out with the EHOs because nothing good is gonna come from that night, dude.
What?
That would be dude. That would no, bro. Like I'm easily influenced, especially by some of these guys, and it's just like let's do it, man. What fuck it, you know what I mean? So, but
man.
we're gonna hang out, but I'm maybe day drinking. We'll see.
What's up with that?
Made you a sandwich?
We'll get a sandwich. Yeah.
You're gonna be fine, Matt. You're gonna be fine, Mike. You're gonna be fine. Don't worry, Mel. Don't worry, Mel. We'll get him to come out. It's okay. He'll be in safe company.
I might bring a book or something.
T-Mac, you'd go to every game if you didn't live halftime in South America. You got to let us know where you're at so we can send you some goodies, man. Got to let us know where you're at, where to ship in South America Sons of Montezuma goodies. So hey, we got you, man. Appreciate all you do, guys. We got a week off. What are we gonna do with ourselves? Got a week off. The team's
Rest
gonna
up
get better.
the
We gotta
team,
get
man.
better.
Ooh. Medellin.
Okay. All right, Medellin. All right. Well, the E-host might have to. We might have to take a trip down to Medellin and go see what's up with T-Mac. Let's go. Let's go. Get a out of conference game down in Medellin. Let's do it. Palm Springs? Nah, we'll go to Medellin, man. We'll take the game to you, T-Mac. Take the game to you. Oh boy. Okay. Well, how are we feeling, guys? Do any other topics we need to address on the table? Any other? Sarah, if I didn't have $50,000, I'd go to every game as well. Oh boy, that's what I wanted to check. Does anybody know if well, I'm looking it up right now. Dang it. I was trying to keep tabs on the women's game. They lost to New Mexico in the pit tonight, 66-63. Tough one. They've been playing tough, and that's a close loss. That's another one in the tournament. It's going to be tricky. It's they're very competitive, the women's team. So looking forward to hopefully they can do some upsets in there.
You guys going to be able to get to a game maybe while you're there? And you're going to be there a day early, right?
I don't know. I think they would have to make they'd have to win a couple games, right? Because I think the championship is on Wednesday for the women's.
Oh, it is. Okay,
Wednesday.
so they start on Monday.
Yeah. So I will be getting there on Wednesday. So hopefully they're still playing. I can check that out. Thank you, T-Mac, for the invitation. Let's go, E-host. Let's go. Colombia. All right. Well, I think we all need a good rest of the week off. A lot of work has been had up to this point this week, guys. We really appreciate all you guys' support. Of course, you guys know we have all the gotta plug the socks, man. Gotta move some merch, Angel. Gotta move some units, Clint. Yeah. If you guys have not checked out the socks by now, our NIL socks are available. If you're joining the stream late, we had a little video earlier. Definitely check them out at sonsofmontezuma.com. All the players that we have on our team: Lamont Butler, Jaden Ledee, Micah Parrish, and Reese Waters got their socks available for purchase. A lot of good things. A lot of good things in the NIL store, the official NIL store as well. I saw they released some jerseys, some like new alternative jerseys. Real dope. Check those out, guys. What do you think about that Blenders deal? The SDSU Blenders. The whole team got outfitted with those shades.
Yeah.
Those things are sick. Gonna have to get
Fiend
Fiend
might
some new
need to get a
shades.
pair, man. Yeah.
I love it.
If you guys haven't joined the Mesa Foundation, definitely do that. You want to be a part of that because some of those proceeds for those blenders go towards Mesa. We're gonna say, Mike.
I love it. I think that's great what Jeff and those guys are doing with the Mesa Foundation and all the NIL and all. There's a ton of San Diego companies out there, man. Like there's a lot. So you get Blenders in there, and you got Lamont and Jaden with Rubios. I love Rubios, man. Rubios, Baja Grill. It's one of my favorites, bro. Like, and just see them. I don't know. It's kind of weird when you like have a camera in your face when you're eating. I couldn't do that, but like they look great with tacos. But everything that these guys have been doing for the NIL and stuff has been awesome. Just to get these companies involved and all the stuff in San Diego that you have there. I mean, there's they're hitting the ground running, and it's going to keep getting better, I think. So kudos to them.
If you are a Mesa Foundation member, they're also having like a bowling night that you can have access to. So that's coming up March 10th. So right before the tournament, you can bowl with the guys. Of course, you got to be a member though. And even on top of that, there's some things you can donate to get into that. So anyways. Oh boy. All right, guys. Well, I think we should wrap it up. Unless there's anything I'm missing. Aztec Nation, talk to us. I think can we get Kawhi and ask him to donate $5 million towards NIL? Oh boy.
That'd be sweet.
Well,
He could afford it too.
I'm going to tell you that the answer is no.
Nah, Clippers doing well though. Clippers doing well. Let's see what they can do.
The answer is going to be no.
Pocket change. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining. We're gonna call it a night and get on to our bye week. Of course, no bye week for us. No real bye week. We got to keep grinding. Got some new things underway. Some new products. Hopefully down the line. Going to be putting out some new teas, right, for the tournament coming up. That hopefully you guys can order. You're going to want to have these special limited edition Mountain West tournament Sons of Montezuma items. You're going to want to sport them if you are making the trip to Vegas, which we will be at. Hopefully have some fun stuff going on in Vegas as well. You know, we're planning to do some fun live streams out there, some fun content for you guys. If you guys aren't making it out, if you guys are making it out, let us know. Let us know in the comments if you're going to be there in Vegas. I'd love to meet up with you guys. Fiend, any parting shots on the way out?
No, man. Just enjoy the week off, and let's go get these wins. Be really nice to head into the Mountain West Conference tournament on a win streak and some tough games. Hopefully, someone can work their magic against Utah State and give us a shot to at least get a share of the conference championship. Would be awesome.
Yeah. Mike, Utah State, Boise State's up there at the top. Utah State's got an easy path. Boise, they still got to play us. Any parting shots on the way out from this episode?
No, just enjoy the week off. Enjoy the dubs and get ready for the home stretch. And one of the shirts that I think Matt's talking about is probably my favorite, dude. I think it's my favorite one that you're gonna pop. So I'm excited for that one. But yeah, dude, we'd love to see everybody out in there in Vegas and get together, just hang out, have a beer, just kick it. Don't interrupt me, Justin, and just hang out and stuff like that. So enjoy the week off and look forward to the ball game next week. And just remember, dude, how special this season is with Jaden. I mean, this is ridiculous, and all the other guys are playing well too. But I mean, he's on a beast mode situation, so should be thankful for that.
All American.
Aztec flavor.
Rebuild after last year. It was ups and downs at the beginning. I think beginning of the year got a little lucky. Middle of the year got a little unlucky. Aztecs tend to win in March. We got a bye. We got a road. We got a home. The road is basically a home because it's a Thomas and Mack. Then we got the conference tournament, which is basically a home because it's a Thomas and Mack. We're going to March Madness. We'll probably get a loss somewhere in the next 5 games, but we're going to win a lot, and we're going to go to March Madness. So let's one game at a time win a lot.
All right. I like that. Let's win a lot. Let's cut down some nets. Guys, enjoy the week off. Enjoy the weekend off, guys. We'll see you guys very soon. And go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
Thanks for everybody for joining.
Peace.